Hello. Welcome. 11 minutes late, but you know how that goes. It's almost completely impossible to adhere to any sort of timetable. But we're here. Good to see you guys ready to go. Justin M., thanks very much for joining the Beard Boosters. Appreciate the support. You did, unfortunately, miss the cutoff for tomorrow's video because that is already in the process of uploading, but we're working on getting that process improved so everybody can still be recognized in every single video, but I do appreciate the support. Spaghetti enthusiasts. There's no spaghetti. There's no enthusiasm for spaghetti because the spaghetti does not exist. Checkmate. Anyway, today's goal is to build in this area here a giant coal plant, which we should be able to do, hopefully. We just have to be able to build, to start, have to be able to build 8 coal power generators and 3 fluid extractors, along with the requisite materials. I'm going to go ahead and get set for 2 Miner Mark 1s. I'm pretty sure that is, or is it, would it be Miner Mark 1s or Miners Mark 1? I think technically the correct English would be Miners Mark 1. But I digress. That is the goal of what we're trying to do. Get stuff figured out. I'll put in a storage container for a coal buffer and then a fluid buffer as well. And this is our shopping list before we head over there. So we'll go ahead and start gathering those things up. And then we'll make our trek, hopefully get everything figured out, and maybe, depending on how long that takes, do something else. But the reason we're doing that is because we are right up against the wall here at 225 megawatts. And we have some stuff that's even been turned off because we couldn't afford to run it. Like our rotors, we need 110, and I have 0. So for that to be a viable thing, probably going to have to turn off the awesome sink here, which currently is only giving us coupons, which we don't really need, but it does take a considerable quantity of power that we could be using for other stuff. So now that we've turned that off, our total draw is, yeah, 175. Okay. That's going to be a lot more doable. So we can pop this guy back on, and then we need 100 to build all of these. We need 100 modular frames, and I, unfortunately, turned those off because, oh, we're not going to need those. Well, we kind of do. So I'm going to turn that on and turn this one on, also making reinforced iron plates. This should be right under our power generation cap we've got going. So we're going to leave that doing what it's doing. And then next up we need some cable and portable miners. Those are both super easy. So why don't we go ahead and start off by seeing what Jojo SpaghettiO's got for us. If he's got anything useful or interesting. What's up, dude? Nothing? That's okay. I don't currently have any real theme stuff planned for any holidays or cultural events, to be perfectly honest with you. But without going too much into it, we do have some pretty interesting stuff that I've got planned for October. You'll have to wait and see. Alright, so that gets us our portable miners. There are still more things we have to gather, but we already had most of them, so I didn't think it was that big of a deal. We can go back up this hill here and grab another 200 cables. Shouldn't be too hard. This guy's still chilling here for some reason. Alright, we're good on cables, but we're realistically going to need all the ones that we've been able to get here so we can run actual power, as well as additional Mark II belt materials, because of course we're going to have to move the coal to the area that's actually being consumed. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff we can get to as well. But that's all going to take some time. We got to get this guy to move, though. I'm not going to shoot him, but... biofuel burner. I'm trying to think, like, those only generate 30 megawatts. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't really be Wouldn't really be enough to jumpstart anything over there, but we'd have to run power anyway. I think... I don't know. We got a lot of work to do before we have to worry about how stuff's getting powered. But there should be enough headroom by the time we're going over there. Oh, this is real close. Real close. Well, we'll end up shutting some stuff off before we go do that, but it's gonna be something. We'll just say that. I do have... Oh, I don't have any? Well, I guess we used all of it then. As far as I know, there's absolutely no wind power or solar power in this game. Unless they added it, but I'm pretty sure I would have heard about it. You got biomass, coal-powered, and then a little bit later on you get fuel generators, and then nuclear power at the very end. We're also supposed to be doing fix-it blueprints, but I think it's more important to have extra power capacity, and then, if we have the ability, we can get blueprints researched, but I think we're going to have to just wait and see what happens. Now I have enough modular frames to build our little coal power plant area because the 5 go into the fluid buffer that I was going to use for the water. But outside of that, I just need to have 190 reinforced iron plates. We do need these to continue to be constructed, so we're not going to turn this off. But there will probably come a time where we're going to need to just make a bunch more. It's the rotors that I'm more worried about. I got 18 of those. I need 110. So this is going to take a while. We're probably going to have to handcraft some of those, unless we want to die waiting. Hydropower, I doubt it. The water in this game is static. There's just animations that imply it's moving. Able to add a second water extractor below the pond at the current spot. Maybe at some point we'll mess with that, but I think this is going to end up being a better option. Let's see, just make a bunch of these by hand. Power shards. I don't think I'm going to need to overclock anything. Oh, but that reminds me, we're going to need copper sheets for all the pipe. We'll have to do that before we head out. But I've got a bunch of copper ore that we can just go ahead and turn into ingots since we're already standing here. That'll make copper sheets pretty easy. Okay, so that's going to give me 15 copper sheets. Hardly enough, but it's something. I think I'm going to be able to set this up in such a way where I'm not really going to need that much piping. Oh, crafting bench is not going to be a problem to build. We already have way more than enough to build like 100 of those. The thing that is the biggest issue is the reinforced iron plates and the rotors. And part of the reason why it's still a problem is we haven't had a chance to improve our iron production because we haven't had the power headroom to. We're just trying to get out ahead of stuff a little bit here. What'd you miss? Not much. We've been going less than 5 minutes. Or I guess 10. Technically, I can't do math. I was looking at average view duration on the other monitor, not how long the stream had been up. So we're currently making materials with which to build a giant coal plant on that big lake I showed you guys last time. And then once that's done, we'll have power headroom to improve the rest of the factories and get some other stuff up and running. We are making steel items that we don't currently need, but getting those stacking up over there is going to be a nice thing to come back to later when we actually have the ability to make use of them. We got the whole squad in here tonight. Hello, hello. Don't you love manually crafting things? Well, it's not going to be like this forever. Rotors are the big thing that we're going to have a problem with. And I can currently... Well, the number's going down because we're using all the materials. But soon, I can go grab a couple more stacks of screws. These just take a really long time to get built. But the good thing about this is the machines are currently building stuff. So we're not going to have to just sit here and manually make stuff. I just wanted to get as ahead as we possibly could while we can. We're also going to need a lot of concrete, which thankfully we have plenty of. And what I'm going to do, I'm pretty sure I've got the coupons to do this. I'm going to buy the concrete-only foundations. One, because I think those look a whole lot better. And is that under... They changed it. Customizer. Yes, concrete foundation material. And then... Ooh, asphalt's going to be good because then we can make roads. And then, do I have... Aha! I can buy these. So we can do pathway patterns, which are just paths. We can do factory zones. We can do dotted lines, which will give us roads. Solid lines also give us roads. Arrow patterns give us little decoration things. But we don't have vehicles yet that we can really use. Transportation icon is for transportation. So, you know how this goes. It gives us a bunch of different stickers, numbers we can use. But in the interest of, you know, actually making stuff that looks nice, why don't we go ahead and get those out of the way early? See what she has to say about these.
Does not guarantee improvement of workplace readability, efficiency, or safety with use of these patterns.
Oh, so you're talking trash.
The process of deployment is dependent on pioneer skill.
Oh, she's absolutely talking trash. You got anything for us, Jojo? Nothing. All right. I stole and hoarded 0 motors. Beans was just greedy and wanted to slaughter my corpse. Steel screws make 50 screws. Yes, they do. We don't have that recipe yet, unfortunately. We need to go on a hard drive hunt at some point. Right now, we just have these 2 options, which I guess these are fine, but we don't need either of them, so we're just going to let them sit there. Yeah, his name's Jojo Spaghettio. It is an absolutely magnificent name. How much? 16 rotors. Yeah, that's going to help. Modular frames, I'll just go ahead and grab. I can go ahead and take all of the reinforced plates out of this if I'm feeling nasty, but I don't think we need to inhibit this process any more than it already is. That's something we can make ourselves. Even though it's a little slow, we can definitely do it. Just go ahead and grab a... there's no screws. Because they're all being used. Well, this is consuming 100 screws per minute, and it's definitely not able to keep up with that. So I'm pretty sure... Yeah, okay. The reinforced iron plates are consuming too many. So now... Well, I guess I don't need that many modular frames at this exact moment in time. I'm going to turn this off. That'll give us a little bit of headroom. And that will back up our reinforced plates. Now, this is going to still take forever and a day to get done, but we're working on it. So the rod construction is looking okay. Screws. Why did I turn screws off? Probably to help the rod situation, so no wonder that has been a problem. Because I turned the screws off like an absolute idiot. Well, it's fine. These things happen. I am determined to get Jojo to give me some high-value stuff, though. So we're just going to keep on coming over here. You got anything cool? No? Alright. It probably had something to do with power consumption, yeah. We do need some iron plate, which thankfully this is an easy thing to acquire. There we go. Remember, all of this is going to be ripped out eventually and replaced with stuff that looks a little bit better. But since we got those new blueprints things, well, they're not technically blueprints, we can change these to be concrete which consume only concrete, or asphalt, which consume only concrete. I know that's ironic, but this is going to save a lot of our metal stuff. I think it's probably going to want to end up being our default construction material, just concrete only, because I think that looks a whole lot better. Again, asphalt is actually completely uniform on the top, but we'll use that for roads. Yes, that is exactly what we're doing. The giant lake with the power supply. That is the thing that is up here. And we'll also, I think there's 4 coal nodes, but we're only going to need to, at the start, use 2 of them. So that's why I have my 2 Mark II miners, Mark I miners. We don't have Mark IIs yet. 2 Mark I miners that we're going to be able to use. Yeah, this is just so stinking slow to make these rotors. I could, if I felt like it, put in power shards, overclock the stuff, but honestly, I think we just leave this as it is. And since I decided that I was going to just pause the modular frames, I'm just going to take those out. Because it's going to be more important that this is done than have modular frames. We will need those later for the blueprints, but for now I'm going to have that turned off. Now, for making rotors, I still can't do that because I don't have screws, but we need to probably get on making copper sheets, which are going to require copper ingots, which currently we're turning into stuff to sink into the awesome sink, but we don't really have that turned on, so we'll have to mess with that in a second here. Do you find anything yet? Nope. All right. So these should be pretty backed up here. That's kind of the whole point behind the way that these manifolds work. So I will just take a whole stack here, copper ingots, and since we're on it, I'll take the second one. And then we'll go turn those into copper sheets. That should be all we need to make the rest of our stuff. And then it's just going to be on however fast we can make rotors. Find anything yet? Nope. All right. Oh, blimps would be something, huh? All right. Copper sheets. I can make 100, so we'll make 100. We already have 100-ish. But we're going to need a lot of those moving forward, so we haven't set up a thing for it yet. It's going to have to be all manual. I forgot how long this takes. Super long time. But fortunately, we'll be able to get some rotors sooner rather than later. We actually don't, strictly speaking, have to have all of them to get started. We would just have to go back and finish it, which would maybe be irritating. Is it worth having so much copper? Yes, actually. It's going to be very important to have a lot quicker than you think. We just have to be patient. Well, at any rate, I can't make anything else by hand, so let's go see what we have for rotors. Should be able to grab a couple more. 6 after all that time? Okay, they're waiting on screws. We already knew that was going to be a thing. So now I've got 202 reinforced plates. We're probably going to need at least... sheesh, at least 100 of these things as a Mark II, unless I wanted to have 2 Mark I belts instead and split it. I don't know that that's really going to be that much of an improvement. Would be cheaper, would be easier for us to do. So why don't we, for the time being... Okay, of course there's nothing in there. They keep sending all the screws over to this side. Well, the problem is we need them to make all of this. We just don't really have the right kind of production capacity to be doing everything we're trying to do all at once, because we haven't built that much in terms of a factory that's actually capable of getting stuff done. But we will. That's what we're working on. That is the first time I've ever heard somebody say Sweden's not real. Alright, so we need to have another 58 rotors. In the time that it's going to take us to craft most of these by hand, the machine can probably make another 10 or 12. So this is going to take a while. Going to take a long time. So what's probably going to end up happening here is I'm going to get super tired of doing this, so I'm just going to overclock the machine that's making the rotors. And then bust the power grid, because you know that's how that works. Yeah. Let's go ahead and just condense all this stuff down into relevant items, so I have more space, make some power shards, overclock the you-know-what out of that thing, and hopefully not blow any circuits. How much headroom do I have? Not very much. Not very much. So how am I going to get away with this? I've already turned off a bunch of stuff. So this is already using 15. It's idle? Oh, because it doesn't have enough screws. Alright, so pop that guy in there. It's using 15. So current power draw should be about maximum. Yeah, it's getting there. This is making reinforced plates. But now I paused it. So that should be substantially less. Okay, so 198. I can afford to do, I think based on how the production increases, if I do 200%, it should be drawing 30-something megawatts. 37.5. Okay, that's probably dangerously close to tripping the circuit breaker. But it hasn't tripped it yet, so... Now our reward is we get 8 of these per minute instead of 4. And I need another like 50 of them. Reddit gets most things wrong, to be perfectly fair. Reddit is like what happens when you have people who know just enough to be dangerous in a conversation or a discussion about something, and then they think that they're the smartest people on the face of the earth, and then they just argue with each other all day. Very unserious website. But I need more than 12 screws if I'm going to hand make rotors. I don't think that's going to work. We also need to have more concrete get produced if we're going to be using it to make all of our platforms, but I think for right now 500 should be okay. We're just in a weird spot where we cannot make stuff quack enough, fast enough for our current needs. And we can't really expand because we don't have the power infrastructure. You find anything yet? 26 quick wire, thank you very much. Now, did I keep my quick wire or did I send it into the awesome sink? I kept it. Alright, well that's fine. Oh, and we have, yeah, we got 13 modular frames in here already, so that's fine. Yep, we haven't gotten into SAM yet. I have not found any of that. It's not scannable quite yet. But we did come across a couple Mercer spheres. I kept those where they were so we can go... Yep, there's the power. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So I think what we're going to need to do to support this actually being viable... Get this guy out of here. We have quite a lot of copper stuff being produced. This is making regular wire. It's only 4 megawatts, though. Do we really need to be that concerned about it? I think the solution here is going to be to just completely cut off copper production because we don't currently need it. And then let this just be... Oh, see, look at all the savings we got. So now it's only consuming 187.7, which means that I'm going to have headroom to increase production of the screws as well, because I know that's probably still holding stuff up. Alright, yep, definitely still needs screws, but now that we know this is a thing, I can overclock this guy. He's going to make 60. I have a capacity total of 120 per minute. I can't overclock this because I don't have any more doohickeys. But I do have that purple power slug that I think we might still need to use for research purposes. But we'll check real quick. Power slugs. Yes, I still need to use that for research. But I could if I just used my frames that I don't want to mess with that right now. So we'll just leave that alone. But we do have that for later. Well, I know how the power slugs work. I'm just not worried about it right now. Just attempting to minimize the amount of time with what we currently have access to that we spend just waiting. Because it sure is a lot. Not familiar with Journey to the Savage Planet at all. I don't think I've ever heard of that. This is still going, still going. Very, very, very slow process. 2 more rotors. So let's take a look and see what exactly is being held up here. Is it coal? Okay. Coal-powered generators. So to make the generators, I actually only need 10 rotors each. But the water extractors also take 10. So... Okay. So I know I needed that. What about pipelines, junctions, and the pumps? We might... I don't know that we're going to have pumps if I set this up correctly. But we do want to be prepared. We are mergers and splitters. Got enough for those. We've got wall mounts. We've got lift holes and everything we can put in if we want. I think we should be okay. The biggest problem is going to be getting the coal over to the lake. City Skylines 1, probably not going to stream that again. I'm waiting for 2 to get custom assets put in and actually working correctly. And then I would really like to do a video series on that. But we'll see. 3 a.m., huh? Well, hopefully you can still get some sleep. Appreciate you being here. Okay, so that's actually outpacing its supply of rods. Barely. Maybe not, actually. Might actually be okay. 4 more rotors. Alright. Well, we're just going to end up waiting anyway. That's pretty much all we were waiting on to build all this, and we might as well do it at the same time. So, we can continue to pressure JoJo to give us some fun new items. 27 silica. Oh, you know what? That is actually a huge help. Thank you. Because now what we can do is we can do... I think there's a piece of research we couldn't do before because we didn't have enough silica to do it. And I actually don't see... Did I use all the silica, or am I just thinking wrong here? Quartz. Okay, that's 200 to get that. Maybe we... Oh no, we researched the Blade Runners, we just couldn't make them. That's what it was. Oh, but guess what? We can make them now. Finally. Finally, I can run again. And jump. And not get stuck behind pipes. So that was a good thing that Jojo gave us all the silica there. So that's still fine with the modular frames that we currently have. I can make a couple of fluid buffers if I really feel like it, but I don't think we're going to need to. I think we should be okay and shouldn't need any pumps. If we do this correctly, the way that I think it needs to be done, we should be okay. Now we're just... Oh, I got to get used to this again. Now we're just waiting on rotors. We need another 30 of them. And in all this time, it made 4. So we really do need screws. I guess what we're going to have to do is just manually make screws for a little bit until we can, you know, rebuild our iron thing here. Alright, hope you like the ding, 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 ding sounds, because we're going to be hearing that for quite a while. Unfortunately, to make enough rotors, we're going to need to have, I don't know, probably over 1,000 screws. Maybe just under 1,000. Waiting for contracts to arrive. Like you had stuff drawn up and printed or what? Or is this for something for you to be working on? Alright, now how many rotors can I make? 22! Okay. Now, once this says 26, we'll be in business. Lowe's Farm pre-dam install. Oh, well, what'd you come up with? Have you watched the most recent Water Beavers episode? Because I did put a dam in there. Spoiler alert, anyone who has not seen it. But I guess we can start making these now. Ah. Job interviews, negotiates. Well, okay, if you're negotiating salaries, then that sounds pretty good. Contracts next few days. Well, it is only... Okay, well, where you are, it's a very, very early morning on the 25th, but... Let's see, 13th and 16th. I don't know, doesn't Japan still use, like, fax machines for a bunch of stuff? Pretty sure, so... Who knows, they could just be, like, glacially slow. Alright, so now we have all of our rotors, but I'm going to continue making a few more. Or not. I ran out of screws, so I guess we had just about the correct amount of screws. But we now, in theory, have all the materials we need to actually build what we've been trying to build. I'm going to have a couple extra things. And then we should be okay. No, the flag doesn't lower. The flag stays at a certain height because that's the height that the building is set to. Alright, so we'll get rid of this here. And there we go. We got 260 screws. I can make a couple more reinforced iron plates. I did turn that machine off. So we will need to probably turn that back on before we leave. Just to make sure that this will still start making stuff while we're gone. I'm going to undo the overclocking here. Undo this overclocking as well. And then I think I'm not going to need extra rotors. They're not that hard to make. They're just annoying. So we can leave that alone and then... Or I could just completely jump all the way over this entire thing. Sheesh. Blade runners are powerful. Use with caution. Turn that back on. We will need to continue making those, and then modular frames we're going to need when we come back. But let's check our headroom here. I guess I could turn this back on. That's probably fine. We did disconnect the entirety of the copper setup, because I didn't think that was going to be a problem. I'm still kind of worried about the reinforced iron plate situation. I think we're going to have to just make a few more of those. And then, just because we can't... Okay, good. I have material to make one of those. We're going to have to jumpstart the water somehow, and I think it's going to need to be with a biomass thing. But we do have enough materials to make that. Reinforced plates, I'll go ahead and make a bunch of these. Incident board is sweating. Well, I haven't died yet. I'm not planning on it. Alright, so this is going to be held back by not having enough screws, but that's going to be fine. What is this at, actually? 13. So that's how many days we've been alive in here. Yeah, in Beans Universe's world, my dead body is currently in this bathroom here. But that is not where we are. So, I've got a weapon. I've got another weapon. I've got chainsaw that should be a weapon but isn't. And then I've got... Well, actually, I only have 3 hand slots. But we have the blade runners. We have all the materials to make our miners. We have some degree of materials to get coal started coming in. I've got plenty of concrete. I've got fuel for the chainsaw. And then, I mean, we're only going up here. It's not that far away. It just feels like it is. So that is what we will need to do. Make sure we're good to go there. Then I think it's like roughly right there. Then we can bring power across once that's all finished. The blade runners also help us avoid damage by falling. They don't eliminate it, but they do help. I do have a nuke that I cannot use. I'm gonna just run away from that guy. I don't need to fight him right now. Now that we're faster. There is also, I think technically, a little bit of water up here. Yes, there is. But we're not building right here. Because the lake is over in this direction. There's still plenty of opportunity over here for us to build stuff. Haven't quite had the chance to fully explore yet. This just feels so much further away after a certain point. We should be just about here. And there were enemies on this little road down here. So we'll need to keep our wits about us, but nothing we can't handle. Unless I get butted off the side there. It's a very good weapon to have. unless he hits me first. So I'm reloading. Inferior single shot action. Come back here and die already. It doesn't help that it's dark. You do not want to get between that guy and the side of a cliff. Bad things happen. Alright, where's his hog remains? There we go. Where's the other hog remains? I can't see them on the ground now. Well, I think what's going to happen now is I'm just going to find them randomly later. But we do have a slug. Alright. So, for those of you who do not know, this is where we're building our coal power. Plenty of water to suck up out of here, and the coal is kind of back in this way. It's going to say it's pretty far from here, but yeah, 400 some meters. It's really not that bad once we get all the way down to the bottom. Just got to avoid getting shoved off the side here. I think we're okay. And I believe we will also, in this forest, encounter those flies that I have to still do for research. And there's a cave. That is a Mercer sphere, which I guess we can go ahead and just grab.
Follow the veins to the altar and chant. The astrobiologist Dr. D.M. Mercer was the first to recognize the presence and probable nature of these alien artifacts. These chain-melted state spheres are named in his honor. Each sphere emits a unique signal. Research it in the MAM to establish locally appropriate classification and application.
Well, that's one of those spitter dudes. That's the sound they make, at least. Oh, look at the little guy. I don't have enough space because I picked that thing up. But not to worry, won't be too long before we can get rid of that. Alright, so now we get to decide where exactly we're going to put all of our coal stuff. I think this did get slightly reworked. Iron ore. Wait, hold on. Iron ore, open parenthesis, close parenthesis. Okay. A new hand touches the beacon. Yes. My God, Skyrim. Such a good game. Well, cooking the pig in the pit, I don't think is exclusive to luau's. But yeah, that is something very common in the South. So the way this is probably going to work, just honestly just going to build right in the center of this lake, most likely, from the edge of this thing, facing directly south. We don't have to adhere to any sort of a node or anything, at least for right here, but I do have to have... Maybe I'll start with the 1 meter foundation here. Hold that control to get the world grid snap. And just start with this. That should be high enough to avoid flipping in most instances. Yep, there we go. Alright, so since this is going to be down in the water, I am going to clip a 4 meter onto this, and we're going to start with that. But I needed to have the 1 meter for it to actually stand a chance of, sitting in the right spot. So this is, it's not perfectly in the middle, but it's going to work. It's going to be fine. So now what we have is the opportunity to zoop. If I go 9, then that will be a full length of 10. But I'm going to go 10. Because this is already basically right in the middle. Redneck, what in the world are you talking about? Are you talking about the barbecue discussion? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That's why it's called Carolina Moppin' Sauce. But yes. I saw a video I know, here we go again. Tangents not related to the gameplay. But I saw a video of somebody at like a barbecue joint applying sauce to a bunch of meat that was cooking with a mop. And half of the comments were people said, that's disgusting, I'm never eating there. And then half the comments were like, oh yeah, that's going to be good. It's like people just don't understand. Learn stuff. Learn stuff about cultures that aren't yours, and you're going to probably be pretty impressed. Oh, but that's good stuff. Anytime, man, anytime you see somebody doing something like that, you know you're going to be in for a treat. Sing a quick hi and then going to get the kids to sleep. Good luck. A pitchfork fondue. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's not a universal use mop, no. But that's what people think, because they see the string mop. They're like, oh, that's what you use to clean the... No. They bought that thing, and they put it in the bucket of sauce, and then they rub it on the meat, and then it goes back in the bucket of sauce. It does not touch the floor. I got the hookup and free barbecue for life in this guy's restaurant that I picked computers for, so I have no idea where it actually is. Well, that's not convenient. So let's find out here. I'm pretty sure I had been spacing these out. Yeah, space and a half. So I want eventually for this to have 16, which means I'm going to have to start on this end and just build one to the side, leave a space. Well, actually, this one right here is probably okay. If that's going to just be 11. But this is going to have probably, to make this work, if this is our center, they got 3 wide here. Pretty sure this is what we want. Alright, so that there is directly... Wow, that is actually just about perfect. That works. And then this one gets centered right like so, and then the next one goes directly in that spot, and so on and so forth. Repeat ad nauseum. In our case, we're building 8 of these, and then I'm having the infrastructure to put in another bit on the side once we get to that point. But this is 6, which means I need to put in another couple of these here. I don't think it's going to end up going in the exact perfect setup, but no, maybe it will. Maybe it will. There we go. So that is that's 8 right there, all the way down. This is where we're going to feed the stuff in, and then going to have to figure some other mess out for that. But right here, this is the middle. That's where all of our piping is going to be going down this way, and then we also have to have the coal being fed into it. The coal is going to come in from this way, the water is going to come in from that way. Since this is a Mark I pipe situation, the fluid throughput is not going to be sufficient to get to all 8 at once. So there will have to be a temporary bypass to send some of it all the way down to the end and then come in from this way. So I just have to think here. Yeah, before I get too over my skis, we'll just get this situated here. Alright, so that's what's going to happen with that. End up probably offsetting the other side if we ever end up building it. But that's going to work nicely there. I just need to make sure that we have enough room for our pipeline, which is going to be going... Actually, the way this is set up, I probably am not going to be able to get away with doing this any other way. Well, that's okay. So what we'll do is we'll just run the pipeline right down the middle of this, so it's going to have a chance of being actually decent looking here. So this will be the first support, and then this pipe will have to just get run all the way down as far as it will go. So that's between 4 and 8, right here in the center. That is not in the correct spot. There we go. Oh, hold on. I see a whole bunch of colors happening over here. Let me make sure you guys are behaving. Hey, Josh. You hit 100 hours in the same playthrough? Oh, man, it's not telling me. It used to. I know I complain about that every time. Left a gap between coal-powered... Oh, don't tell me that now. Don't tell me that now. I left a gap. Alright, well, I appreciate... Ah, I absolutely did. I absolutely did. I appreciate you looking out for me and for the 2 there. So we're going to fix that. See, this is why you live stream this. Because otherwise, you could end up with a whole lot of unfortunate problems here. Alright, so that is... I think... Yeah, that's perfect. At least I have Blade Runners. This would be super annoying without them. Alright, so that is 8, and now we have all this extra space here. Which is fine, we're going to probably need that anyway, but let's go ahead and... No, not that way. Get this pointed the correct direction. Thank you. And now the very tedious task of putting in the pipeline junctions. Fortunately, they kind of snap once you have those things in place, and it's not going to be too terribly annoying to get done. You just have to kind of make sure that everything is in the correct general location. And remember what I said earlier about having to bring another pipe back around so we don't run out of water pressure. That's going to be probably a little irritating to do, but it's going to be worth it when this thing actually runs. We're not going to have to worry about backflow issues or anything. It'll just end up sitting pretty nicely in there. Alright, so pipeline's in. And don't forget, we still haven't gotten the coal. That might not be straight. In fact, I know that's not straight. Let's go ahead and fix this. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so that's all 8. The reason I have this kind of set up the way that I do here is because we're going to need to have this merge 3 different fluid extractors this way. And for this to fit appropriately, I'm thinking... Oh no, that'll work. Oh, okay, now I did it. I can't jump high enough to get back in here. Who was it that mapped... Who was it that mapped crouch to C? There we go. I should probably remap it. But I'm just going to pop this right next door. I unfortunately cannot snap these. But this will generally line up close enough for my purposes. 3 of these will be plenty to handle 8 of the generators. I think, yeah. I think control... Building cannot be nudged. Who do you think you are? Well, that's fine. We'll just leave this here. So what we'll end up doing, in the interest of things looking nice, pipeline support right on the edge. I believe this should just attach. If not, I can... Ooh, that actually looks kind of nice. Alright. Alright, let's roll with that. Right here in the middle. In we go. And same deal over here. Just about perfect. If I can get this on the other side. Invalid shape. Well, you know what I think about that? Noodle mode. That's what I think about that. Alright. Alright, what have I missed here? Talking about smoking meats. Build the foundation in the water. Really? Well, it's already just about in the perfect spot, so I guess I don't need to worry about that right now, but that is good to know. We are, in fact, laying quite a bit of pipe. You are correct. So now what I can do is just directly connect this here, and then go ahead and affix this directly to there. Then I believe... Ooh, oh, that's so close, though. Auto 2D, noodle mode, horizontal to vertical, auto. Alright, in the interest of actually having this line up in a satisfactory manner, I'm going to move this back to here, and then try that again. Ooh, ooh. Just a little too close. Why are you focusing so much on making this look nice? You're never going to come back and look at it. Look, you know, sometimes it's not about being able to look at it. Sometimes it's just being able to say, you know what, I did it the right way. So that's going to go a little bit further. Let's try that. Now that is still... Like, I feel like it's not that much further away than the other one was, but we'll try this now. Now it's going to be the wrong angle still, but I can live with that. That looks pretty stinking good. Alright. So now the water extractors are connected. Each of these is going to be pushing 120 cubic meters per minute, with the caveat of the pipe only being able to handle 300, and it's going to be getting 360 from this. Which means we need to send off probably actually this entire, for now, temporarily, this guy is going to have to be sent to the very, up there, sent to the very end and brought back up. So that is what I'm going to just do here. And then if we loop this into the other end, then it'll actually work out perfectly fine. Why can I not snap this? Alright, there we go. So this, come on. I forgot I don't have the jetpack again. So what we've done is we've essentially just created a self-balancing loop here. Too steep a slope for the pump? Nope. They have a head lift of 10 meters, which is... it's in vertical mode. That's 8. That's 8 meters. And then another half of that is 10. So we are nowhere near the maximum head lift for these guys, so that should not be an issue. Now the problem we have to do is getting coal over here. And it shouldn't be too far. Yep, 200 some meters, 200 some meters. We probably, at this point, do not have enough reinforced iron plate to bring all of that at the same time. We might not have enough regular iron plate to bring all that in at the same time. But we're going to see what happens. Going to do what we can. Conveyor splitters here are going to become a little bit of a challenge for how we have this set up. Oh yes, the fluid buffer. How could I forget? Very easily, apparently. What I think that's going to make the most sense to put the fluid buffer in between these two. In fact, I'll just get rid of that support entirely. Fluid buffer. And then that'll just go in the dead center of that for no particular reason. In you go. In you go. So once that gets powered, that should end up being, hopefully a good thing. We are going to go ahead, since we have the ability to construct one of these biomass burner, and I'm going to run one of these at a time. This will eventually fill that fluid buffer once it pumps everything through. But this at 30 megawatts will power this at 20 megawatts. So no problems there. Just going to take a little bit of time for the water to get out here, and we'll just have to wait and go do something else while this fills up. But it will get some fluid in here, and that'll help us out a whole lot. I will avoid leaving all of my biofuel, so we have a little bit for the chainsaw. Also, that's 2 hours. Not 2 hours. Math is super hard. That's like 9 minutes worth of burning. Okay. What did I miss? Justin M. gifting 10 memberships. Thank you very much, Justin. Appreciate the support. Who's going to get them? Chrissy, Caitlin Hill, Georgia Smoke Eater, SJ, Nutty Bark 3, Hairdev, Delta 008, Mr. Pancake, Beans, Universe, Poochu. Welcome back, most of you. Repeat offenders, I guess, as a part of the Beard Boosters, but I really do appreciate the support. Thank you very much. And now I got space to collect some of this stuff. Limestone, just to get this out of the way. Connect coal to the generator on the end. Well, I will once we have all of our coal coming in. That's going to be what I'm worried about once that happens. Alright, so that got us a lot of limestone. This should be just iron here. The water really looks great in the final release. I know they changed to Unreal Engine 5, pretty sure. But that was update 7 or update 8? Fluid buffer's in the way. Oh, well, that's going to be a problem. If it's in the way, then we actually do need to move it. You know what? It's, does this have any in it? No. Good. We will move it. We'll move it back just a tiny bit. So that will end up going onto that gap. That'll work nicely there. And in we go. But I'm pretty sure we don't have to worry about water getting into there for quite some time. It's still filling these pipes. Still filling these. And it's not going to go into the, whatever these things are, coal generators, until it has those things turned on. So, what I'm going to have to do now is... Nope, nope, not that. There we go, I can jump on this. I've got to put in these splitters. I don't think it's going to let me build those here, because the pipe's in the way. How inconvenient. Is there, like, seriously not a way I can, Alright. I can probably nudge... Aha! That's what I wanted to do. Right there on the seam. And then, of course, this third level is where it actually connects to stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing. Probably for the duration of lining stuff up here. It's just bringing that in here. Make sure the input and the output are correctly lined up. Put them on 4-meter foundations. Put what on 4-meter foundations? You're not talking about these. No, I don't want to bury the pipes. I'm just going to have these like they are. Although they are going to be just kind of suspended, I don't think we need to worry about it that much. Plus, the way these foundations are set up, I can't really snap halfway, so they would have to be just burying all sorts of stuff, and I don't think we want that. Alright, can I get on top of this? I sure can. Oh, I have to push H first, of course. And then we will have to come back and get all of the other stuff popped in, but part of the deal. That should be... Yep, there we go. Oh, I forgot about Blade Runners being quick again. So the good news behind doing it this way is when and if I duplicate this, all of the infrastructure will still be in place for everything else. I just have to put another 8 of these off to the side. There we go. Big plan for today is to get all 8 of these coal generators up and running. We're still working on some of the infrastructure for that, but then after we get these all belted up, we're going to go get the coal from the woods. Probably have to go back to the main base to get more reinforced iron plates because, of course, that's something I would not bring enough of. And then we'll hook it up. And then at that point, it will probably be time for me to be done because it is a weeknight and I do not live alone. But we'll see what we can get done. So each of these going in... We don't. Oh, we do have fluid in here. Good. That's why I've been running this on biomass to get that primed. Each of these are going to consume 45 cubic meters of water per minute. And it's actually full. Well, they're going to consume, it doesn't tell us here, but it should be 15 coal. Should be 15. Which means the Mark 1 belt is fine. Which means the Mark 1 belt coming out of this is also fine. Until we get to a certain point, and then it has to be Mark 2. So this is going to be the last one we can use a Mark 1 in between. Because coming out of this one is going to be 60, then 45, and then 30, and then going into the last one, well, actually I could just say 15, 30, 45, 60 is what this will consume. Which actually means... That's fine. If it backs up, it backs up. Then I'll have to fix it. We already know that math is kind of a fool's errand as far as I'm concerned. All right, so Mark II belt here. Mark II belt here. Then Mark II belt here, and then Mark II belt coming into here. Everything else is a Mark 1. And everything else is connected. So now all we've got to do is just feed the coal in here and this will be all good to go. This, of course, wrapped back around to the front because of the inability of the Mark 1 pipes to carry more than 300 cubic meters of water at a time. Get back to Zoop. So now I actually have a foundation. This is where this is going to come off of this. Actually, it's directly in the middle. Why did I choose to do it that way? That doesn't make any sense. Well, we'll just go ahead and zoop all the way here. And we just have to get the coal to come in this way. So I'm just probably zooped a little bit too much into the ground here. But I'm not going to get that back, so who cares? That'll go there. That'll go there. Okay, so now this just kind of comes organically out of the ground, as organically as concrete can. You might be like the 8th person who's asked me about Frostpunk 2. I don't know that I plan on playing it. I've heard more negative than I have positive. Hard to find good spaghetti. Oh, you're talking about actual food, not factory stuff. About to say there's no spaghetti here. But I believe if I have to, I can run Mark 1 conveyors just side by side or stacked on top of each other. We can make it look pretty later. Main goal is to get coal. I think the closest ones are going to be, oh, directly in front of us, 150, and those are actually a little closer over here. But going straight line, I think, is probably better than the alternative here. Okay, so this is normal coal, and we have a spitter dude. And this is normal coal. All right. Don't hit me. I told you not to hit me. Anybody else? Anybody else? All right. More limestone. Do I really want this? I'll go ahead and grab it. So by keeping these oriented exclusively for power production, then those over there can... Ooh, hey, there's some stuff we can blow up. Those over there can be used to make other things. Character can die in the game, yes. That is something that is very possible. I just don't. I make a habit of not dying. It's very inconvenient. So if I can get thing to latch on appropriately here, which does not seem like it's going to be a problem. Alright, so that's... Some of these trees are going to have to go away, but that's showbiz, baby. I'll just zoop over here. And I think if I have lined this up correctly, which I am almost certain is not how this is going to work, then we have... we've gotten close, though. Oh, it's so close. So close. Well, that's going to work out. We're not going to keep this entire thing like this, but I will build a path high enough so that a truck can drive underneath it, I think is what we're going to go for. Provided I can get... Ooh, yeah. Okay. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Bring that there. We can enclose this whole thing right here. That is going to end up being pretty nice. Except it goes out the back, so that's fine. I know I can do half foundations at some point as soon as I get those, but... Hey! Why did the power shut off? Oh, no, that was probably the thing getting water into the other thing. Precise language. Oh, hey, Beans. I built 3 locomotives. I didn't steal anything. You have dimensional storage. Alright. Well, we're going to deforest this thing, so put this in single mode. So we can do precision deforestation. Wait, did that not? Okay. Well, it's fine. Yeah, I missed. Oh, I'm going to have to get rid of this to get this other tree out. Alright. Well, I did say I was going to get this set up in a better fashion anyhow. I can actually, I think, leave this tree here if I instead just have this come out at the correct height to go, well, high enough. Okay, yeah, that would go into the tree. This is going to go away. And then I'll just seal that back up. And now I just have to have... Look how... This is almost perfectly centered. Now I can use my walls. Put that guy there. I think... I can't remember how tall the trucks are, but... I'm just going to do this. Conveyor wall here. We'll come back and make it pretty later. But that's going to end up being a Mark II conveyor lift. That is not the direction that should be going. Can I, like, flip the direction of this before I, No. Alright. Well, I guess I just have to go ahead and merge these first, and then... Can I get away with putting this here? I guess it's probably going to make the most sense to just put that guy in this exact spot here. Oh, that was trippy. I thought it was on a conveyor. If I go to straight mode... Okay, that doesn't seem to really care. Straight mode here. That also... Yeah, it could look worse. So 60, 60, 120. Gonna have to probably... Yeah, that's not gonna play nice. Make the world's shortest run of Mark II belt there. Is that going to push it through the wall? Yeah, okay. We'll push this back one more little scooch. Instead of there, it'll go there. That should work. So then... Yes. Excellent. So, to get this the correct height to come over this path, I will still need to come over here. And completely miss height, apparently. Decide what constitutes the end of the road. Probably just going to be right here. Get rid of the rest of these trees. Or maybe I don't need to. Yeah, whatever. We'll just do what we're going to do here. So that was 2 walls. And then a conveyor wall. That will bring that back down. And then, depending on how tall this is... No, okay, that's still going to have to be probably its own thing. You did a thing. Oh, for those of you who are not in the Discord, I spent some time with Beans a couple days ago looking at... what he's got going on. Got some cool ideas. Can flip left direction with R. I thought that's what I was doing, but maybe not. The universe is full of beans, but I ate them all. Yeah, you can have all the beans. I don't want anything to do with that. Can I don't think I can make it all the way across here. Yeah, no chance. No chance, but it is surprisingly closer than what I thought. This is going to have a little bit of like an archway construction, I think. So if we do 1 meter foundations, why is that? Okay. So if I just do this all the way across, I'm pretty sure a truck will fit underneath that. But we can make some sort of thing for it to look nice later. Just interested in making stuff that doesn't look completely stupid. Ah, the tree is still in the way. Well, you know what that means. Alright. Added 3 floors. Okay, that's actually going to look really sick. That is going to be pretty cool. Ladders under architecture for some reason. Climb up. Yeah, this isn't so bad. We can maybe put some little railings and make... Get out of here! Or are you stuck? It's probably stuck. Alright, not my problem. Overlap. A creature's... Oh, alright. Get out of here. You are directly harming... Oh, I bounced on a thing and it gave me an achievement. You are directly harming my factory, sir. I need you to move. Can I just not hit him with a thing? How many hits does it take to get this guy out of here? Oh, now he's mad. Alright, dude. I need you to go somewhere else. You are literally in the way. Rebar gun makes him run, huh? Are you sure about that? Oh, well, he's dead, so... Did he drop anything? I don't think so. Oh, you can still bounce on him. I think that might be the first time I actually killed one of those. He was standing in the way of progress. We can't allow that to happen, can we? Okay. Mark II belts. I decidedly do not have enough of these, and it would take me 33 to get over here. Well, that's inconvenient. I don't want to have to redo this necessarily. But in the interest of, you know, actually getting stuff done, why don't we, for right now, first of all, remember where my things are. Bare wall times 2. Go ahead and put in a splitter. I know this is going to be rather suboptimal for how we have this currently set up, but it's going to save us our bits and pieces here. Alright, if I take this off of straight mode, default would go here. This is just temporary. We're not going to leave it like this forever. But I'm pretty sure that is the... Yep. That's what's going to have to happen here. Is that the... Okay, that is actually straight. Good. So now I have to decide how this is going to come across here. Am I going to just leave this like this and have this come straight down? Well, regardless, the trees have to go. In the name of progress. I don't think I can get close enough to the trunk to actually do this without taking these out. And I think... I can't grab these. Yeah, going all the way out here. Then it is just slightly offset, so that's fine. I probably am going to want to keep this high enough as well. So if this is in fact going to have to be elevated anyway, then why not just have that go at that height all the way out here, unless we think that's going to look really, really stupid. It might look really stupid. Might not. But I guess we'll see what happens. How much do I have? I've got 17 left. Yeah, because I'm going to have the approach probably tailor built to the amount that I have. I don't think I can make much more. But let's go ahead and put in bench here and see. I can make none of these. I don't have enough screws, but I can make screws. So if we just sit here and make screws for a little bit, I think we're going to be able to get enough length out of the Mark II to at least get us over to this bridge thing. And then who knows, maybe it becomes a thing where we want to have those as Mark Is left alone so they can get turned into Mark IIs later. If we ever supercharge this thing. So maybe it's fine the way that we have it set up. And if that's what's going to happen, then what I'll do is I will just replace that that lift at the very start of what we have going on with a 2 of them. So we can just upgrade it straight up. So now we're going to have a problem of not having enough regular iron plate. So we'll just we'll hold on to this. Let's see how far the conveyor Mark IIs that we have are going to get us. So that'll get us all the way to right here. I think that is the height that they would have to be. I'm going to leave that in place just so we know where we have to get to. So I think, yeah, what we're going to end up doing probably is putting a merger right here. Want one to start the pumps. Want a what? So we already have water in here. These are pre-filled. That's what I was doing this whole time. So once we have coal coming in here, we're going to be good to go. I'm just going to have to wire everything up. But I think what I was going to get at here is that this is going to have some sort of a structure to get it across, and I just have to decide where across counts as. So if I do wall here, I think that's the same height. Maybe? At least it's this. Let's come check this out. Yeah, so that should be the same height as this guy is. And I believe I'm on the money. It might be 1 meter off. Yes. Alright, well that's a little irritating, but we can fix that. So if I want to preserve the driving ability of the big trucks, I'm going to need that to go up, or it just needs to be a 1 meter high, which I think is doable. I think we can make that happen. But it also needs to go over, and I think I want it to go over before it gets to this point. So if we did next to that a 1 meter, so that would actually be at the correct height. We just have everything else come over that way. Mass dismantle. That is not mass dismantle. I was holding the wrong key. There we go. Alright, so this guy, all the way over to here. Yeah, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to have the thing kind of interface in this little forest area here. And then it's going to have a little structure here to facilitate that. I think if I put it right here, then I'm going to have to remove minimal trees. Yeah, that's going to work out quite nicely. Right there, and then all I've got now is I just have this little bit that can get removed. I think this is just regular plants, but hey. If you cut it down with a chainsaw, does it not come back? Or I actually don't know how that works. What we're going to end up doing here is this bit, since it's going to be quote-unquote building, can just be concrete down into the ground. That'll be easiest. Or I can put myself inside concrete. And then these little bridge things could just be regular concrete. I think it'll be easiest. I may have said the exact same thing twice in a row. Who knows? Not me. So this is already 4 meter high, but I think that's going to be okay. We'll just count this as its own building thing. You cannot see underneath that, so that's good. This can just be its own thing. Eventually enclosed with walls, but we're not going to have the materials for that. In fact, I don't have the materials right now to do it anyway. But I think we're going to be pretty happy with how this is set up. So, as this comes out here, it is going to be slightly misaligned. We have to decide if we want to have the double wide here, if we want to shift it over with half foundations that I haven't unlocked yet, or if we just want to not bother. Chainsaw clears an area if you have it set to area mode. I had it set to single. So I think the issue here is I just had this centered where it probably didn't need to be. So I guess for now it's just fine as it is. Alright, now the problem, as we established, is I need a lot more steel plates, iron plates, whatever they're called. Lift mark 1. Lift mark 1. And now I only have 18, which is not even enough to get me all the way to this corner. That is quite not enough. Well, that's too bad. At the very least, I can put in the conveyor walls here, jump down, break my legs, attach the basic wall right there. This is going to end up not being this steel material, it's fine, but I do want to get, if I can... so that's not even going to reach all the way down. So, now we have to go all the way back. But that is going to end up looking a whole lot better long-term than just snaking stuff out. So now what we have to do, I've got plates, I've got rods. We need to power this stuff, and this is one of those things I was going to try to figure out exactly what would work best, but I hadn't quite gotten there. Now what we do is we hook these things up. The power actual connections are on this side, which means we're going to end up... there we go. Oh, I don't have enough concrete. Never mind. We're not going to do that. We're just going back. At least we have blade runners, so we don't have to crawl back. But it is going to be a little bit of a trip. I think these guys will have respawned by now, so we need to keep our wits about us as we continue. That is going to look pretty sweet when it's all said and done, though. Kind of like that. Did we ever establish what was in this set of dismantle crates here? I'm actually not sure. I guess we could check it out. You know what? That's probably over in our... Yeah, okay, I'm not going all the way over there. That's our coal area. The first one. Which we may end up just completely dismantling. We'll see. Still making concrete, which is good, because we definitely need a lot more of that. And then one of the next projects we should probably do is to get more concrete production, period, point blank. Go ahead and grab that. Now, I have the extra bits of Try to remember exactly where. Here we go. All that stuff from the trees we cut down. Wood. And then over here will be for all the leaves. I think that's actually it. Okay. Biomass, it's not going to let me put in there, but it might let me put it in here. That works. Alright. I am just curious. 100 rotors, good. What about 50? That's the full stack, so that's good. 38. That's what we really need. So let me grab these and those, because they can always make more. But that is going to take some time to get figured out. And let's see if JoJo's got anything for us. He's had an opportunity to think about it, that's for sure. Hey, just what I wanted. Thank you. Reinforced iron plates. Oh, and of course I can't forget actual regular iron plates. We're going to need a lot of those. Which I don't have a lot of space for, so what is going to end up happening is we're going to have to do some research in the MAM, because now I have Mercer Sphere. And we know where we can go get more. Alright, so now I've got this right here. Ooh.
Mercer Sphere analysis completed. Established local planetary signature of Massage 2, AB, B, in the local Mercer Sphere signals, allowing them to be tracked by the object scanner. Mercer Spheres can also transmit data between specific...
Witness our scripture. Witness our windows. Have you come to defile our shrine? Sing us a song.
Arguing
think
the
I would like to
existence
sing
of
you a song.
intelligent alien life. While Fixit has figured out the method, all of the original data is still untranslatable.
We'll mess with Sam at some point after we get coal up and running. I just want to see if there's anything else that I can use here. Still have not found any of these guys, the hatchers. Mycelia, we don't have. Power slugs, I don't have enough yet. Quartz, we don't have enough yet. Sulfur, we don't have enough yet. Alright, well, let's condense some of this if we can. Get these alien remains turned into DNA capsules. Power shard. Okay, so that cleared up a bunch of slots. I can use more regular iron plates. I don't think we need to mess with any more copper piping quite yet, but we are going to need cables to bring power back. Everything else we should be pretty good on. Unfortunately, I did unplug the... well, everything up there, so we are going to have to make our own cables, but that's not a thing that takes a super long time. We'll just turn all of what we have into cables. Well, I don't need biomass. Because I have that whole process automated for what I need for the chainsaw and then vehicles once we build those. Power is not biomass at all anymore. Now that we've primed the coal plants. Alright, so now I got a full stack of cables. Before we head out, I will grab another stack of... actually, I'll get another 2 stacks of this stuff. Now I got 800 iron plates. That should be enough, hopefully, to build the rest of what we want to be building. And then once we get quartz going, that probably is not a today thing, but once we get quartz going, we can make nice looking windowed structures. But since we are already here, let's take a look at the awesome shop and see, architecture-wise, if there's anything else we want. Structural beams, construction fences, road barriers, metal barriers, all stuff that is going to be probably good for us to have. Structural frame set's a great one, but it's very expensive. We only have 7 coupons. So I guess for right now, this is not something we really need to be spending too much time doing. But we will want to, at some point, get these going. Ooh, okay, I like these frame windows. Might use those. Started a new game after 100 hours. Did you finish? Or were you just sick and tired of it? Half foundations are cheap. Okay, that's right. That is something I was going to look at. 4. Okay. Well, that might be worth having. Half foundations. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab those. Because then I can have the whole thing like directly centered. When you die in the game, I don't die in the game. Do you leave behind biomass? No. But if I did die, I would also not leave behind biomass because that's not what it does. Too much stuff here. Ah, the spaghetti. Abusing blueprints to build roads. Well, that's what I'm going to do. That's what they're for. That's the whole point. I bought the asphalt pattern and everything. You have anything for us before we head back out? Rifle ammo. All right, well, I can't make one of those yet, but that's going to be useful whenever we get to that point. We'll put this in our little box of treasures with the other thing of rifle ammo that you gave us earlier. All right, summer sloops I can't do any research on until I have... yeah, until I do my SAM, but we're not there yet. Alright. Just so I'm not completely insane. Do we think cable... No, it's not going to be enough cable. I just know it's not going to be enough cable, so we'll go ahead and grab another stack or 2 of wire and then just turn it into cable. There we go. I don't have... Oh! Never mind. I actually already had some. Alright. 400 cable. Will it be enough to get all the way back? Honestly, my money's probably on no. So let's grab a third. There we go. Alright. That's what we're going to roll with. Off we go. Factory game without spaghetti is confusing. Well, I guess we're getting confused then. Just run on past that guy. Now, I'm doing my best to not have spaghetti if at all possible. Because last time, there was an intolerable quantity of spaghetti. Absolutely everywhere. I think I want to keep the silica on me in case I find more. I didn't research. I was about to say this would be a perfect place to use the big power towers, but I did not research those because I don't need those. Well, now I find myself wishing I had. Oh well. Should be just about... There we are. Now I can jump down into the water and not hurt myself. Ooh, and I can actually reach this. Okay. I don't spend very much time thinking about spaghetti to the degree that I know what the different sauces are called. It's just spaghetti. Oh, I guess we're finding out anyway. Yay. Well, that saved us a lot of time. Yeah, homemade's always good. Alright, so now we have... Why did that do that? Alright. Now we have... Oh, there's a tiny sliver of... I don't like that. But now I have the ability to, I guess, start building a wall around here. I probably won't, but we can go ahead and hook this up. And, more importantly... I can come fix this with half foundations. And that's still set to concrete. Okay. So all I've got to do is mass dismantle this stuff. Okay, well, that other bit I probably didn't need to get rid of. But hold on, does this have a different pattern that I can? Okay, we'll just follow this. Wait, what? You talking about the half foundations that I just did? They're pretty cool, huh? Now I can center everything. And it's not going to matter. Wall-wise, I literally only have walls. So I can't really do much of anything else, but spaghetti is the plural form of spaghetto. Yes, that's why we named spaghetto until I ran him over, which is an unfortunate accident and nothing else. There we go. All right. Now I've got to figure out how tall this is going to be. This is going to go away. Did we decide this is 2? I guess I could just look it up. Okay, it's 1.5. 1.5. That's definitely not what I was banking money on doing here. I can snap here. I just wanted to do the 1. Alright, so that comes down here, and then it's going to have to get turned into... Well, I guess I did need to have this one here. For right now, at least, it has to get turned into a merger. Right, like so. Then that has to connect. Alright, so these are Mark 1s that come down. And then I can just either default... Oh, so, okay, I guess it's default, not straight. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to work. It's fine. Now, the 4-meter foundation isn't quite right on the height. It's a little lower. A little lower than this currently is set up to be. So what I can do is I can either just leave this foundation going all the way up here to about this. I actually kind of like this. Just coming in right like so. Like you can see how tall that is. I guess... Stop falling off, idiot. I guess this is okay. And then we'll just have this come right the way across here. In fact, I could have just had... You know what? That's what we're going to do. That is what we will... I almost said that is what we will gonna do. Nope, that is not how English works. This already was good to go. Oh, I forgot. There's a reason I had that set up that way. There we go. Perfect. Well, this already had water in there anyway, so it didn't matter. Belt layout looks like a heart from above. Kind of. Okay, you're going to be like that? Alright. And here I thought this was a nice, wholesome interaction. So this is right in the middle. And then what this is going to end up doing is just going straight into... right there. And you know what? That's actually the perfect height. Okay, and the reason I did that was so I could put this right here. And I think that was about as long as this was going to go anyway, but let's find out. Let's find out, see what happens here. Ah, okay. So this was the correct option all along. Oh well, this works. That's what it was supposed to do. We'll just leave this alone. Now this can go up top here, I have to rebuild the rest of this to line up, but that's not going to be a problem. Why do I keep drifting off axis from my microphone constantly every time I do this? Does I have it pointed the wrong way or something? Okay, so that goes there. Then I need to have my half foundations. I guess vertical mode. But I don't want that to go that way. I want that to go... There we go. And then I can have this, I guess, just be a regular half foundation, and then flip that around so it matches. And of course that tree is in the way, so it's gone. And then this is going to be its own building here, most likely, just to make things, you know, actually look nice. Then I just have to have Mark 1s going all the way across. I think we decided this was going to be too long, and the length of this is 41, so I really should try to find the middle, which would be at 20.5, but half does not exist. So this, I'm just going to say right here, this joint is halfway. What that'll do is that'll give us a nice reference to attach everything else to. If I can get this to click. There we go. And that goes there. And then when we're making this into a nice looking bridge at some point later, then we can use that as a reference point. But we're not quite there yet. We got other stuff to take care of. So now this is going to be its own building. We just have to make it, you know, actually look nice. Corner-wise, I think if I go here to here, that should play nice. Not quite, not quite. I think I can get away with having this go all the way to the corner. Half foundation pattern is different between the merge. Well, that's why there's a wall there. You got to think ahead. Okay, that's straight. Perfect 90 degree, beautiful. This is going to end up being a, I think, very nice 90 right there. Then this will come out to, I think, here. Get turned into a whatever that mess is. And then this can go all the way there. So that's that connected. I know the radius doesn't match, but nobody cares. Straight mode. I don't need to worry about straight mode. It's going to be fine. Doing it this way, I can actually think about it. I can visualize it. Alright, so those are now connected. Nothing is powered, but everything is connected. So I'm going to want to power... Well, this is all going to end up being powered at the same time, but... We'll see. Are there greenhouse pieces? There are glass walls, yes. And we'll get to that at some point. So now all I've got to do to start the coal power is I have to have some degree of these getting powered. So I think I can do a biomass burner and just have these powered by themselves for a little bit of time to send some coal over there. And then those should start automatically. And in theory, I can power this with coal, which I have. No. Oh, well, that's a bunch of... All right. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just run those for 4 per minute. And I have 2, so it's going to run for 30 seconds. But that's going to be enough to get... Well, once the coal starts coming out, it's going to be enough to start a couple of those. And then they will power the extractors once they're actually hooked up. That's why I wanted to preload this before we go back over there. There we go. Yeah, the wall sockets are great, and that's what I would like to be building with. And I actually have enough iron plates to do this entire building, but I don't want to finish the buildings until I have the correct things that I'm actually going to want to be going on first. So, actually, I don't need to build a storage container because this is going to be 100% efficient, so we don't need to worry about that. I just want to make sure I still have biofuel for the chainsaw, so I'm going to keep those 2. 30 seconds worth of coal will be better than not having anything. We'll just leave that as it is. And once everything is run through, then I'm going to disassemble this bit and turn this into 2 separate lifts for Mark 1 so we don't have to have that weird bulge out thing. Hey, that just shut off. But that's okay, it did its job. Sent some coal out where it needed to go. I believe, since I already have like a stack of coal, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Just get rid of that. And now, as soon as this goes up, which it seems like it has, I'll get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Then, since that's going in there, go ahead and get wall put in place. This merger no longer needs to exist. And we can just belt in directly to the lifts that I'm about to pop in there. And then later on, nope, not that side. Later on we can upgrade these to Mark IIs if we feel like it. Now I'm going to turn on straight mode. Wait, why is it not going to let me... Okay, straight mode. Not going to let me get away with that, are you? Default mode it is. Wait, no, never mind. It's not the fault of straight mode, it's the fault of I didn't build this correctly. Was it R to reverse the direction of this? There we go. That's what I should have been doing this whole time. Alright, straight mode. There, that's straight. And that's straight. It's not the most beautiful thing ever, but it does work. And then that's going to get cleaned up. Do I have a ladder on this side? I do. Perfect. And the coal is already way past there, so I am going to, if I can, redo this to not have any supports. Conveyor belt 1. Too long. Just barely, but what's the 34? So 17. We'll go to 17. Which is not quite in the middle, so guess what? We'll go right there because that matches up with the seam. That's going to be fine. Remember, this is all built around, in the future, coming back and making this have some sort of neat design once we have all the different aesthetic stuff figured out. But now this has been fully connected independently, like so. Power-wise, this is going to transmit power between... we got our wall outlets. I will just go ahead and make this a double wall outlet here. And then I'm just going to run the power through this like we had always been doing it that way. Ooh, I could go down low is probably actually going to look a lot better. Let's do that. Been playing for 2 hours. I know. That's the idea. Power line. Connect there to there. Actually long enough. Very good. So now what this lets us do, even though it's ugly, is this will let us connect directly or move it somewhere else. I'm going to choose, for the benefit of stuff looking nice, to just go ahead and put another one of these here, and then connect that to that so nothing intersects. Alright, so now that's connected. And this wire is hidden quite nicely in the middle here. Can we make a belt run super fast and eat resources? No, they stay on the belt. But a Mark V belt is very quick. And you can run on them, and you can jump, and it does conserve the momentum, which is kind of fun. Alright, so this is going to end up being another wall outlet down here. I'm just going to end up keeping this inside as much as I can. All the way across, double wall outlet here. The problem with this is I don't have any more walls to clip this to, so it's going to end up being a little bit of a very tall situation that I don't really care for it to be. So what I'm probably going to have to do... Let's attach this here. We're going to have some weird wall artifacting going on because of the whole half foundation thing. But that's going to be fine. She started talking smack to you? That's actually really funny. I don't think I've ever heard that before. I don't usually research a whole bunch in quick succession either. But now I kind of want to try it. Stopped explaining things. Oh, this is so annoying to see this sticking out of the corner. I don't like that at all. Well... Tell you what we'll do. For right now is just leave this as it is. And I unfortunately don't have a half wall. But I do have another conveyor wall. So that at the very least is something, and I guess I just have a little window here. Half walls. Well, I don't have them, but when we get to that point, we can use them. So what's going to happen here is... Actually, no, I think this works. Okay, well that's... We're just going to... Wait, I didn't need to... Stupid thing. Well, we have extra conveyor holes. How much research exactly did you do to get her to be sassy like that? Because that's actually hilarious. Now, if I can get this... so that's going straight through there. If I can get this to actually sit correctly here... Almost the entire slug tree in one go. Okay, that would probably do it, for sure. So if I move that up to there, then I can move this... Actually, you know what? I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I think that's probably fine. Connect that way, because now what I can do, now that I know that's a thing, is I can just have this, instead of going all the way down, this can just go across at this exact height. And yes, I know, no one's ever going to look at this, but I'm going to remember that we didn't do it correctly, and it's going to bother me something fierce. So that is why we did it the way we did it. Now, if this reaches... Oh, yes, it reaches all the way across. Perfect. Absolutely beautiful. Just hook this up here to there. And now that power is good to go, and this goes through, and then we have to decide how the rest of the building is going to get hooked up. So this is where this is coming through here. This does have to merge, so we are going to leave this in place. But you know what? I wonder if it would fit if I rotated that merger 45 degrees and then offset the inputs. I kind of want to try that. Oh yeah, you can do, well, I'm sure if you're doing it you already know, but the for those of you who don't, advanced game settings, when you start a new playthrough, will turn on cheats, quote unquote, so you can play a little bit more creatively. But I really want to try and see if I can put this out of 45 and make it look a little bit nicer here. So if I go, what is the snap mode? Left control? No, one of these was going to let me do it. Is it shift? No. Alt? No. Okay, well maybe I just messed up. That's probably exactly what it was. Oh well. In a different world where this wasn't completely set in its ways, then we maybe could have had a little bit more fun with that. But for right now, I guess we'll just put it back the way that it was previously. Get it out of straight mode. And then that has to be the Mark II all the way down. There. Okay, so I don't know how this got split up in terms of what coal went where, so we're going to have to check. That's got 75. It's probably got all of it in there. 37. Oh, I know exactly what's going to be. 19. Yep. Then this one's going to have like 9. Yep. And then this one's going to have 5. Yep. And then this one's going to have 3. 2. And then this one's going to have 1. And then this one on the end is going to have... Oh, also 2. Okay, well, I guess that works. It's going to have to backfill somehow. But I happen to have a whole bunch of coal. And if I put 50 and 50 and then 50 and then 50 in here, then these ones on the end have at least 50 apiece. This one has 9, which is going to be good because when this backs up by just overflow method, these won't run out. So I think that's going to work out quite nicely. Now what we have to do is hook up our power. And this is part of the reason why I wanted to make sure I had enough cables. Oh, I still got tons. Now, again, I want these walls to not just be this super ugly default metal thing. But the way this is currently built, we kind of don't have any other options. So that's there. Alright, bring this all the way down. My goal is to have them all run straight out. Of course, we'd have to have a third layer. Run these all the way straight out to their own thing, right as close as I can get to being level. Reasonably. So I could go... Actually, hold on, let's... So that is right in the middle. So why does that say it's overlapping clearance? Is that because it's... Oh, it's on the border. Alright. Well, we don't really care about that, do we? So that wouldn't be quite level. This would be about level. I think. Oh, so this is actually running now. I don't think that's what I wanted to do. Alright, let's unplug that. Just want to make sure that we have this stuff all set up correctly here. So these are going to alternate. It's going to be, like, not completely perfect on all of the edges, but they should all be equally spaced. Like this actually matters. It doesn't, but it matters to me. And put more walls in. Get that going. And then this last one here. So each of these are going to be hooked up to each other and then up to here, but we're going to hook up the actual machines at the very end, because that's going to cause its own problems. These also need to be hooked up. They hook up a little differently. Wall-wise, I can't decide if I want to enclose these or not. But it's probably going to end up just being one of these kind of deals where I just do it. And then those hook up at about the level, the same level as the other ones. We'll get this. We'll get it situated where it actually looks nice. Just got to remember exactly what I'm working with here. Double wall outlets, I think, is the name of the game. So this is going to go here. Yeah, that's probably about the best possible spot for that. On this side, got to be careful I can actually reach. Yeah, that's going to end up... I guess I'm going to have to move the other thing. But let's unhook that line, which means the biomass border can go away. Now this is all fully capable of getting that stuff situated. Alright, that goes to that side. That is going to go once we get back up to the top here. Devilish, thanks for the 4. Appreciate you. What are you up to this evening? You haven't been saying too terribly much. Yeah, this going here I think is gonna make the most sense. Hook those two together, and then that's gonna have to go 2.5, I think is what I decided I was working on. So this would go whatever is here. Not quite. I was very close. Now let's try this again, see if I got my stuff lined up. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so those are all hooked up together. And then I have to run that down this side. That is hooked up every 2.5, so that's every 3 of these. For the sake of congruency, I think we'll just stick with that. Or I can go all the way into the corner. Or I can just say, you know what, it doesn't matter, and I'll just continue doing the way that I've always done it. Bring this... Oh, I wanted to be on top of that. Hold on. Bring this over here. That was 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Or was that every 4? Or was it supposed to be every 4? No, it was every 5. Okay. Then, oh, that's maybe a little bit forbidden what we've got going on over here, but what I'll do instead. This is going to get cleaned up. It's not going to end up like this forever, don't worry. But that's connected, which means that now I can start hooking these together. And then they can power themselves, which is the eventual goal. Then that gets hooked up to there. Just keep on chaining. And now I just have to hook up power from there to there. Yard work and dishes. At this time of night? Well, I guess this is dishes time of night, not necessarily yard work time of night. Looking very nice. I agree. I am glad you enjoy it. I think it's nice to have stuff that looks nice, even if it takes a little bit more time to get it done. So in the interest of just having this be complete, we'll run this all the way out to the corner here, and then... Is that the correct height halfway up? Looks like it, yep. Then this, I imagine, just end up being its own little building. We'll finish the other side when we get to the other side. But that can probably just jump over to the side of the wall here. We'll replace the wall with something that is going to look a little bit better when that time comes, but that will go... I guess here to here is probably about as good as we're going to get, huh? That will run sideways. I think. Did I do the correct height here? No. So what we'll do instead... Nope, that's the wrong one. Hook that up right like that. So it goes around the corner correctly, and then... bring this to there. Get rid of that. And then put that there. So, after all of that, we now have the coal miners hooked up, and we should see coal come through here in, I don't know, a couple minutes. Nope, no spaghetti. We are making beautiful factories only, and by beautiful I mean objectively ugly, but at least organized. Uh-oh, one of those is a double-ended, and it's not supposed to be... How far down is that? I can't get rid of it from here. Nope. Well, that's going to stay then for a while. But we should, in short order, see some coal come down here. Those are operating. We do see that. No, the coal miners are on. You see the green? They are, in fact, operating. They're just Mark 1 belts, so it's going to take a minute or two. And by a minute or two, I mean probably 3 or 4 minutes to get all the way over there. But those are operating, and they will keep operating so long as the power is connected, which it is. And they have enough coal, which some of those don't. Yep, see there it comes there. I can't jump up here very easily. But before too long, we'll be good to go. And what this is going to allow us to do is, because of the way I built this, side door. Mute the mic before you sneeze. That will work out quite nicely to solve our half foundation problem. And we just follow this all the way around. Of course, this gets blocked off, but that's not going to be a hard thing for us to fix. By the time we have Mark II pipes, we won't need this to be here. So that is half. I mean, it's not all running, but that is, in fact, half of a coal power plant. We just have to have, eventually, when those get upgraded to Mark IIs, and then all those belts get upgraded to Mark IIs, and this gets upgraded to Mark III, we can put another 8 on this side and then overclock those extractors, or put more extractors in, but honestly, I'll probably just overclock. This does end up looking pretty neat, though, to just have these just chilling right here. I don't have signs yet, but we'll get there. These walls don't have to be like that anymore. We can just pop them in with regular walls. Okay, so the coal power plants just failed because they didn't have enough coal. But soon, the coal that is coming out of those guys will come in, fill up the rest of this stuff, and we should be in okay shape. Beach House have not built anything of that sort. At least not right now. Alright. There's coal there. This one is a little bit of a longer. There it is. But it'll all merge here, and this belt should be, after a little bit, completely full. Until we reach the maximum amount that things pulled out of the ground, and then they'll have to turn back on. But eventually this will get caught up quite nicely, I think. And there we go. That's all interlacing. This will end up going first into here, which does not have any fuel, so that's why that shut off. That works. Alright, we'll let this fill up a little bit more. I know it's going to take a while to get all the way to the end, but that is why I put 50 of them in down there, unless... You know what? Let's check. I don't think they could have run through 50 that quick, but it's definitely possible. Oh, they absolutely did. Okay. Well, that's That's what happens. Now, to get the power out of here, I think long term, I would like to have this be... Oh, good. That is actually the middle of a wall. This is going to end up probably built with some other kind of a... Nope, I fell off. Built with some other kind of a material, but I would like for this to just go straight up that side. Basically directly south. But I don't think we're quite there yet in terms of being able to build that. So that will end up going here to here, and then here, basically as far as it's going to let me go, which is not super far. It'll let me get onto this. Can I do this in picture? Oh, I can. Ha-ha! Ha-ha! I won. Except now I can't take a thing, but that's fine. It's not perfect by any means, but it is most of the way across the lake, and then once I get to the top, I can reach down and grab that and then pull it up. Satisfactory 2-length water beaver stream. I probably am not going to do water beaver live streams at this point. Yesterday's episode was almost 2 hours. Or today's episode, technically. Is that not enough? I think priorities for the next little bit are going to be trying to get as much done in water beavers as we can, do a couple of roller coaster tycoons, and I've got some fun stuff I'm kind of cooking up in the meantime. But that's going to take a little bit of time. So I don't know next week if I'm going to do any streams at all. I might need to devote some time to these other projects I've got going on. But I think, you know, all things considered, this is not terrible. Definitely has a lot of room for improvement, but we will get there in due time as we continue working on stuff. The problem with switching the series to live stream is then people who really hate live streams are going to get mad, and people who really hate videos are going to be mad that the rest of the stuff's not live streams. Alright, this is full. I'm turning it on. And now, look at this. Our theoretical capacity now is 600 megawatts from these 8, which is excellent news. This is now operating pretty much completely autonomously. We can go back up. We can connect this to the rest of the grid and then worry about making it pretty later. But very, very good progress for today to get that up and running. Especially once we have the other half of this built, I think that's going to look really nice. Not too shabby. Not at all. Especially coming off that side. Once it's like a power tower, that's going to be pretty smart. So where is... Yeah, see, the reason that's there is because that was the closest piece of land I could get to, but in reality it should be, once we have the ability to get this completely figured out, should be able to come to right about here. That's going to be really, really cool looking once that's all taken care of. For now, though, we'll just bring this up here as best we can without having power lines be completely clipped through stuff. And just see what works. Surface uneven. Can I go to the top of it? Yes, actually. Is that going through a tree in a way that matters? Nope. It goes between the branches. Cool. So now this is just going to be the game of how far can I go before I lose sight of this other thing if I'm actually going to be firmly wedded to the idea of not having this go through the ground. So this will go up to the top. Yep, that'll work. Once again, just haphazardly crossing our landscape here. And that's as close as that's going to let me get. So that's too long. It's too bad this can't go higher vertically. Like I guess I could put it on a platform, but it's fine. We're getting there. Getting very close. And should just be a couple more. I lied. We're further away than I thought. But that is... okay, where's this guy? I can't see him. Oh, he's hiding right there. Okay, that didn't kill him. And there's another one over there. What, are you gonna run away? Alright, fine, bye. Okay, that's what I was doing, was putting another one of these over this way. So I guess if I really wanted it to be super efficient, I could just come to the edge here. And then it doesn't quite reach, but... okay, wire's too long to go there, huh? I can't put it in the top of a tree, which is unfortunate. But that, I guess, will just go there. And then I'll have to hopefully not take damage falling off the cliff. Then that goes to there, and then everything should be connected. Why is the capacity so low? 225, 525. Ah, okay. So I guess not all of the stuff is running at the same time now. But it's all connected, and eventually it'll catch up. Hopefully. Oh, you could get a lot of speed on the zipline for sure. Yeah, you can see the coal is not quite evenly distributed itself yet. But it will. There's our 600 down to 450 up to 525. It's gonna be bumpy, but it'll work. All right. You got anything for us? 22 rubber, thank you, Jojo. That'll be useful to have. That rabbit was... What kind of rabbits are you even looking at? That's not a rabbit. Alright, what else can we really do? I guess I could go check and see if I've got... well, I'm sure I have another 50 of these modular frames over here. And I do. Alright, well, we can do that research at the very least. Now that we have pretty uneven power production, but it is a lot higher. I might have to go jumpstart that with a little bit more coal. But it should work. We can turn these back on. That'll give us more cables that we... Well, I have enough to do this. I just wanted to make sure we could grab that. The steel is going to be the other thing, and then I can have blueprints, and not what we're going to use those too much right now. Alright. But I do want to go ahead and try to get something else done here. I have almost all of those as it is. Okay, so I just need to go get 14 more steel beams. And if I'd kept the coal, I could have done it here. But I put it in the machines. Does the thing shoot pieces of rebar? Yes, it does. Satisfactory needs a water beaver mod. So there is a mod, I forget what it's called, but it's basically a super ultra realism mod that adds a whole bunch of stuff to the game, and it's supposed to be just punishingly difficult. I believe Kibitz did a series on it. I will not be playing that. Do not ask. But it's supposedly quite difficult. So we're going to head down here to the coal area. Ish. I've got to get these crates out of here. I think this was because I was taking up the bridge, and I didn't have enough materials to do that much with it. I need to rebuild this too, but I don't think I want to do that today. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. Because this is where the coal used to be. Oh yeah, that's a lot of those things. So this is something that we could easily just pick up. Get rid of this bridge entirely since we no longer need it. And I have one more crate right at the end of this. Yeah, because this is what that is, and again, that's super ugly, but it does work. So that is currently a load-bearing power connector, I think. Actually, let's find out. Before I get rid of this for sure, let's find out. Yes, that is load-bearing electricity. I need to put in a new power line, and then I can take this whole thing out. Which I should still have enough cables to do this. Okay, and somebody else is going to be over here. We have other iron nodes we can do stuff with we haven't done yet. Oh, man, I need to repaint these to be concrete foundations. But this, I mean, this works. It's not the best thing ever, but it's... For how it's currently clocked, it is 100% efficient. So I can't really be upset about it. It's just not making a whole bunch of stuff. And I do have overflow going into this awesome sink that is currently turned off and can now be turned on. And good. I need to have... Honestly, I should probably go ahead and grab a bunch of stacks of this stuff, because I know we're going to end up using it. I have enough pipes for right now. I don't think I'm going to need those. But power-wise, I need to take a look at how that was set up coming in that side. Yeah, because that was going in there. And that's coming in this side. So I could very easily have this come out the front here. Give me the walls. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to run this out the front of the building in the corner once I put walls in. I'll just do that, let's say right there, for lack of a better option. And I'll run this into this corner, and then up to that so it doesn't look stupid, and then out the front side. Again, not a permanent thing, I just want to actually have power connected appropriately. He's going to try to smack me here, so let's get out. Scenery is very lovely. I like this game a lot. It is just a really, really good looking game. How close am I to another pole here? Okay, wire's too long. Not a surprise. Not a surprise. Wire's too long. Oh, you get out of here. I don't know when to leave well enough alone. Alright, so now that's taken care of, which means this can go away. And this entire thing can get picked up. You're not going to take no for an answer, huh? Get out of here. Now I can pick up all of this mess, and I think I might actually run out of space again. No, because I was so smart to do this way. Okay, that's going there, that's going there. Power infrastructure, at the very least, is taken up. This thing here, this power pole, needs to be moved. So that's going to be taken over to this corner until I have something else better to do with it. And then that gets removed. That turns off. And then that gets connected right back again. Don't have a jetpack, so of course that wasn't going to work. Alright. Alright, so that is now fully taken care of. I can just grab the rest of these. We'll clean this mess up, and then hopefully I don't run out of inventory space to deal with this. Oh, it's going to be close. Going to be close. I do know I can do mass dismantle. I just don't trust myself while I'm on the slope that I'm taking down to mess with that too much. Alright, we're getting very, very close here. Now, inside of this is a lot of coal. We don't have to, you know, we can't just throw this in the little trash thing, but fix it does not waste. So we're going to do our best not to have to do that. At the very least, we got rid of, well, everything except this mess. And I could just get rid of all this and then we'll put it in a couple personal crates and then it's on my map forever, so I remember that it's here. Probably the easiest, best thing to do. There, and now it's just here and it has a bunch of coal in it. But yeah. We just have to remember to go get that. But otherwise, we cleaned up everything else over here. I see that yellow slug. I'm not going to get it right now. But that was an important thing for me to get done today. That's still hooked up. It's making steel. It's putting the extra through all that other garbage. That guy's chasing me. Now we can go back to the hub, see how we're doing on everything else. Power-wise, there we go. It's stabilizing a little bit. Another couple of minutes and it should be full 100% as those last things stabilize. And I don't think I have any more. Nope. That's good. I can, now that I'm making all this extra power, I can turn this back on. And we can feed a bunch of stuff into the sink. Like we had been doing. I'm not going to do any of that, but this limestone for sure can go. And the rest of this, I think we're probably okay. Let's put our last bit of steel in here. Launch the blueprint deal.
Milestone reached. Blueprints reduce repetitive building tasks, further optimizing your progression towards saving Earth, with its beautiful ecosystems, abundant natural resources, and sunsets over frolicking puppies and kittens. The blueprint designer allows you to build and combine structures once and then duplicate that configuration effortlessly. Any complaints about the spatial restrictions will only reveal your own inefficiencies.
Alright, so now we have the ability to build the blueprint designer, which is... where? Special? Yes. Ooh, and we actually have everything except a couple of modular frames to do it with. And this is a 4x4 by 4. I'm pretty sure it has to be powered. Let's go see if I have modular frames. We're not going to do very much else tonight, but I did want to at least start playing with blueprints. Now I have space here. 1, 2, 3. Haha! It's perfect. Absolutely beautiful. Let's put in regular foundations for the blueprints. 4 by 4. And this will fit beautifully. Right here, there's already power ready to go. Invalid aim location. You're an invalid aim location. Alright. Lock the hologram. Oh, I lied. It's 4x4 buildable, but it's a 5x5 building. Alright, what's in this? 5 smart plating? Alright, goodbye. That's going to go away. So then this... Nope. This gets removed. So we can fix that at any point in time. So now it's actually kind of over the space elevator a little bit, but that's not going to stay there. It's going to move. Alright, blueprint boy, let's go. Pop this thing right where it belongs. Lock the hologram so I can shift it. Oh, it's actually pretty much perfect already. Oh, okay. It does clip. So they kind of lied about it being 5x5 then, huh? Well, that'll be fine. I guess I can just leave this here. It's close enough.
Once you have built a satisfactory blueprint, interact with the Blueprint Designer terminal to save it. It will then be available in the Blueprints tab of your build menu. Blueprints can always be edited to correct mistakes or optimize. If you find yourself struggling to work within the set size restrictions, remember that this is a you problem, and efficiency can always be improved.
Okay. So this acts just like anything else does. You can just snap items to it, and then inside the range, you just save it as a blueprint. We'll mess with that at some point. Hopefully it works. It did not work before in Update 8. I could not get the directory to play nice, but that will be a thing for next time. We just have this. It's ready to go. I think it doesn't have to be powered. Okay, now if I click this, it's going to open my file structure on my computer, so I'm not going to show that to you. But maybe that'll be an after the stream thing. So yeah, good stuff. We got our coal power massively improved. We have, I think these are all turned on still. Should be in really good shape. Let's check our power situation. Okay, it's weirdly cycling. It'll even out eventually. If not, then we'll just have to go juice it. Actually, probably would have been smart for me to put that storage container. We can still do that next time we go over there. Oh no, that's been at 825 for a while. Okay, never mind. Well, it's getting better. And we have to select the next milestone. I don't remember what. Jump pads. Oh, I'm gonna have to do them. Mark III logistics might actually already be able to do it. Once I have my reinforced iron plates, I already have these. And this is coming down. Docked, ready to go. Yeah, we just need another 300 reinforced iron plates, and then we'll have Mark III belts. So that seems like a good thing to save for the next time. Continuing to crush all this stuff up. See what JoJo's got for us, and then we'll say goodbye for today. What's up, dude? 23 iron rods. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Alrighty. Good stuff. Coal power fixed. Blueprint designer acquired. I'm not really happy with the placement, but we can always put it somewhere else. Have a fantastic rest of your day, friends. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you hanging out. Hope whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you back again. Planning on Thursday evening for another Satisfactory stream, about 2.5 hours-ish. And then we have Roller Coaster Tycoon tomorrow, and then Water Beavers again Thursday, Roller Coaster Tycoon again on Friday, Water Beavers Saturday, Sunday. You know the drill. And we'll see what happens. Sunday, might do a stream, a special stream, because it'll be my birthday then. But regardless, that's all the time I got. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.